The ground begins to vibrate long before the aircraft moves. What you're watching isn't just a plane taking off. It's tens of thousands of kilograms of metal, fuel, cargo, and engineering trust preparing to leave the Earth. Military aircraft are not built for comfort. They are built for survival, power, and reliability under conditions where failure is not an option. Every military takeoff is a controlled challenge against gravity. Unlike commercial aircraft, these planes are often carrying armored vehicles, helicopters, troops, humanitarian aid, or classified equipment. Some are built to lift entire tanks. Others are designed to operate from short, damaged, or improvised runways. And some are meant to take off under enemy threat. The pilots don't rush this moment. Before the engines roar, systems are checked again and again. Hydraulics, fuel flow, flight controls, navigation systems, cargo locks. Everything must respond perfectly. Because once the throttle goes forward, there is no room for doubt. The C-17 Globemaster III is one of the most iconic heavy military aircraft in the world. Designed for strategic and tactical airlift, it can carry over 77,000 kilograms of cargo. That's the weight of a fully loaded main battle tank. And yet, it can take off from relatively short runways. When the engines spool up, the sound is deep and overwhelming. For massive turbofan engines generate enough thrust to move entire buildings through the air. As the aircraft accelerates, the nose remains steady. There is no dramatic jump. Just controlled force building second by second. Rotation speed is calculated precisely. Too early, and the aircraft risks stalling. Too late, and the runway disappears. When the nose finally lifts, it's not sudden. It's deliberate. The wings flex under load, absorbing stress, converting speed into lift. And then, quietly, the aircraft leaves the ground. The moment of liftoff is brief. But what it represents is enormous. Military pilots train for years to master this exact phase of flight. Takeoff is statistically one of the most dangerous moments for any aircraft. For military operations, that risk is multiplied by weight, mission urgency, and environment. Now watch the C-5 Galaxy. This aircraft is among the largest planes ever built. Its wingspan stretches wider than many football fields. It can carry more cargo than almost any other military aircraft in service. Entire helicopter squadrons fit inside its fuselage. As it begins its takeoff roll, it looks almost unreal. The plane seems too large to move. Too heavy to fly. But physics doesn't care about appearances. As speed builds, the wings begin to generate lift. Slowly at first. Then enough. The nose rises slightly. The main landing gear stays planted until the very last moment. And then, impossibly, the aircraft rises. When a plane this large leaves the ground, you're not just seeing flight. You're seeing the absolute limit of engineering pushed into the air. The engines roar not to intimidate, but because they must. Every decibel is energy converted into forward motion. Every vibration is absorbed by structures designed to flex, not break. Military takeoffs are not about elegance. They are about certainty. Now consider the KC-135 Stratotanker. Its mission is not cargo, but fuel. It exists to keep other aircraft in the air. Fighters, bombers, reconnaissance planes, all rely on tankers to extend their range. Without them, modern air operations would collapse. During takeoff, the KC-135 is often carrying enormous quantities of fuel. Liquid weight that shifts, presses, and strains the aircraft during acceleration. Pilots manage this carefully. Smooth throttle. Stable climb. No sudden movements. Once airborne, the aircraft climbs slowly, conserving energy, preparing for long hours in the sky. Then there is the B-52 Stratofortress. An aircraft older than many countries' air forces, yet still operational. 8 engines. A wingspan designed in another era. And still capable of lifting massive payloads. Its takeoff is not fast. It is patient. The aircraft uses a unique technique where the landing gear can remain slightly angled during takeoff in crosswind conditions. This allows the aircraft to lift off while pointed slightly sideways relative to the runway, correcting once airborne. Every takeoff in a B-52 is a reminder that good engineering outlives trends. Now shift your attention to tactical aircraft like the C-130 Hercules. This plane is built for rough conditions. Short runways. Dirt strips. Emergency landings. Combat zones. Its takeoff is aggressive compared to larger aircraft. Powerful turboprop engines deliver immediate thrust. The aircraft accelerates quickly. The nose lifts early. The plane climbs steeply, clearing obstacles that would ground heavier jets. The sound of turboprops tearing through the air is unmistakable. It's mechanical, raw, and purposeful. The C-130 doesn't glide into the sky. It charges into it. Then there are modern giants like the A400M Atlas. Designed to bridge the gap between tactical and strategic airlift, it combines advanced avionics with brute power. Its propellers are among the largest ever mounted on a military aircraft. During takeoff, the engines produce a deep, rhythmic roar. The aircraft lifts with confidence, designed to handle everything from armored vehicles to disaster relief supplies. Military takeoffs often happen at night. Under red lights. With minimal visibility. Sometimes with no runway lights at all. Pilots rely on instruments, training, and instinct. Every movement is measured. Every decision is backed by procedure. There is no cheering crowd. No applause. Just focus. Over and over again, these aircraft take off around the world. Carrying supplies. Carrying people. Carrying responsibility. Each takeoff is a commitment. To the mission. To the crew. To the people on the ground who depend on what that aircraft is delivering. And gravity always demands payment. It never gives flight for free. That is why these machines are respected. Why aviation enthusiasts watch them for hours. Why the sound of a heavy military plane lifting into the sky feels different. It's not just noise. It's power under control. It's discipline. It's the moment where human planning meets natural law, and wins, just barely. And as the aircraft climbs, gear retracting, engine stabilizing, another takeoff is already being prepared somewhere else. Another runway. Another mission. Another challenge to gravity.